Hello there, namaste. So I'm gonna finally check out the Goat Life, and I've been interested in seeing this for a while. I don't know what it is. Sometimes the true stories, I just like watching, reacting to them. There's just something about them, and I'm thinking this was a true story. I could be completely wrong about that, but from what I remember in the comments, it's based off like a true story, true event. So yeah, let's just get into it. Let's get into it. I'll probably split this into several parts depending on how it is. Just makes it easier in the editing process and uploading process to get it all out. I know people want the whole thing. I just can't upload that here on YouTube. I haven't figured out how. Apparently some people do it. I've never seen it, but I'll do it the way I do it for now until maybe down the road when I get someone, a backer on YouTube, someone who can go to my defense. Then I can probably start, but till then it's just going to be the bits and pieces, the snippets here and there, trying to capture as much as the story while getting my reaction to it. Not my entire reaction, but my reaction to it. All right, let's just get on into it. Okay. Well, of course, because they're like, oh, this is a retold story. We've taken liberties with the story to make it more fiction, because they don't. Well, when it goes to like your neighbor or whatever, you don't want to offend anyone because people get hurt easily. Let's just be honest, people get hurt easily. It could be as true as I don't know how to reference that. It could be as true as me wanting to already be married to my fiance. It could be as true as that. But you have to say, oh, this is a fictional story. We took liberties because you don't want to hurt people's feelings. So it is a true story, but they're saying they took liberties with the story in order to make it more dramatic. So maybe they did, maybe they didn't, but it has based on true events. So we know that for now. Oh, that was a nice zoom in on the sand. It's basically glass. No. There we go. The thing I was talking about at the beginning. It finally told me it. Gosh. You would have to know how to read the stars in order to find your way. You'd get so turned around if you didn't know how to follow like any markers at night or during the day is when I'd try to stop moving. During the night is when I'd move because that's when it's freezing cold.
अरे भाई साहब आप कौन सा फ्लैट से आए
नहीं
അയാളെന്താ ചോദിച്ചത്?
बॉम्बे में आया
श्रीलंका
ഏത് കമ്പനിയിലാ
Oof. Already I'm feeling uncomfortable for him.
നമ്പറുണ്ടോ നിങ്ങളുടെ കയ്യിൽ? വീട്ടിലെയോ പേജറോ?
ഓ പ്ലെയിനിൽ കയറുന്ന വെപ്രാളത്തിൽ അതൊക്കെ ചോദിക്കാൻ മറന്നു.
റിംഗ് ഉണ്ട്, എടുക്കുന്നില്ല. ചിലപ്പോൾ ഓഫീസ് നമ്പർ ആയിരിക്കും.
Yeah, especially going to another country. It is if you have no plans.
أعطني جوازك. أنت بعد أعطني جوازك.
Don't let him take your passport.
وين مو هني. أنا قلت لك روح ورا يلا روح ورا يلا.
ഇയാൾ എന്തിനാ കിടന്ന് ഒച്ചപ്പാടുണ്ടാക്കണേ?
നമ്മൾ ചോദിച്ചാൽ മനസ്സിലായി കാണത്തില്ല.
അല്ല, കമ്പനി ഹെൽപ്പർമാരായിട്ടല്ലേ നമ്മളിവിടെ വന്ന്. എന്നിട്ട് ഈ വണ്ടിയിലാ കണ്ടതല്ലേ? ആ ശ്രീലങ്കക്കാർക്ക് AC ബസ്സിലാ പോയി.
നീ കയറ്.
Oh, I feel uncomfortable. I've been in many situations going to places for work, other countries, other states. Well, not always for work, but it's like if you don't have a plan, it is terrifying. It is terrifying. Especially if things like change on you, like almost immediately. Like when I was going to India, My flight to Jammu was canceled on me, and they had to reschedule it. It was aggravating at the airport, absolutely aggravating. But luckily, I was picked up. I was picked up, which was a good feeling. But finding my way out of the airport wasn't.
കഫീലെ ഞങ്ങൾ ഒരുമിച്ച് one room
خلي عنك الروم تعال هذا يا واحد شله
ഹക്കീമെ
تعال اطلع
ഞങ്ങൾ ഒരുമിച്ച് നിന്നോ
ارجع ورا اقول لك ارجع ارجع ورا اقول لك ارجع سياره اقول لك ارجع سياره.
And they don't have their passports. Oh my freaking gosh. And that's the thing, that kind of thing happens everywhere. Everywhere. That's the issue with like the language barrier. Anyone can take advantage of someone. Like, I know, never give up my passport, no matter where I am. Whether I'm talking to someone who might understand me or doesn't, if I'm there for work, never give up your passport. Oh. Jeez.
تعال روح نوم اي مكان هنا അയാൾ പോവാണോ എനിക്കൊന്ന് ഫോൺ ചെയ്യണം بكره تليفون يلا الحين نوم يلا
مع السلامه
درب سلام ان شاء الله.
It's basically a kidnapping at that point. But they don't know. They thought they were there for work. They thought they were picked up by their employer.
ഹിന്ദി മലയാളം
तुझे मालूम है इधर का काम
കുടിക്കാൻ കുറച്ച് വെള്ളം വേണം തണ്ണി
मोया हाँ, मोया उधर
And the camel's just showing some love. If it doesn't bite him.
ഉറങ്ങാൻ സ്ഥലം
किधर भी सो जा.
Oh. And things like this even happen now, still. Everywhere in the world. Everywhere in the world. People get taken advantage of. People get robbed. When I was living in San Francisco, there was this family that bought a place at the apartment complex I was living at. This Chinese family spent their fortune to move here, or to move to San Francisco and live in a penthouse. The apartment complex don't sell penthouses like that. And they lost their life savings, everything, moving here just to get scammed. I remember that because it was like, but that kind of stuff happens. Of course, here he's not losing a livelihood; he's losing his life. I mean, years are more valuable than money. Of course, not everyone sees it the same way, but he's like, it starts off with him drinking out of the sheep's water. That's how it starts off. And it's like immediately you understand why it's called goat life. But it's like this kind of stuff still happens to this day, whether it be scamming someone of their livelihood and time, kidnapping someone and forcing them to do acts, which sadly it's normally children that are thrown in that situation, or it happens everywhere. It happens everywhere. I don't know why they put a disclaimer at the beginning saying, "Oh, we took liberties," because it's like they should have just said these types of situations happened everywhere in the world. One nation isn't different than another nation, except they try to act more civilized about it, probably. But it doesn't change the fact that a heinous act is a heinous act. Whether you try to act like you're superior to it or not, it doesn't change the fact that it happens everywhere. These things happen in, like, okay, how many people in the U.S. get scammed by Indians every day? Let's just be honest. Let's be honest. I've gotten phone calls. My family has gotten messages. There are plenty of businesses that my family run that get called, and it's just like, yeah, this is a complete scam. It doesn't change the fact that it happens. It happens. Everyone's equal in it. But yeah, it's funny. It's funny. I mean, every time I get a phone call now, I just call them Rajit. It's just like, it's like, let's be honest, because everyone takes advantage of everyone around the world. We don't intend to, but there are those people who take advantage. And right here, they're taking this person's livelihood. They find them lost, not knowing the language. They take them into the middle of a desert where they can do nothing to survive. They probably don't know how to stargaze, to read the stars. They're definitely not going to move while the sun's out because you need water. The only way to actually move through a desert like that would be at night. And you'd completely get turned around. I'd probably get turned around. I mean, I know the stars, but on this over here, I mean, I can look up and see exactly where I'm at. I know where to follow for the most part, but somewhere else where the sky is far cleaner, completely different. But yeah, it's just insane. And the sad thing is, it's easy to believe that this happens because I've seen similar situations. You're not allowed to sleep inside. Ugh. At what point do you realize that you've been kidnapped? I mean, he went there for a better life, for finances, I'm guessing to support his family.
അത് സന്തോഷമുള്ളതാണോടാ വിസയുടെ കാര്യം എന്താടാ നിനക്കേറി പോണോ ഓ അതിനൊക്കെ വലിയ കാശാകത്തില്ല ഒരു 10-30 എന്തായാലും
What work is that?
നമ്മുടെ 5ാം ക്ലാസ്സും കുസ്തിയും കൊണ്ട് ചെന്ന അവിടെ പണിയോലും കിട്ടും
നീ അവിടെ കളക്ടർ പണിക്കുന്നല്ല പോണത് മേക്കാട്ട് പണിക്ക് എന്തിനേക്കാ പഠിപ്പ് ഇതൊക്കെ പാസ്പോർട്ടില്ലേ നീ കാശ് സംഘടിപ്പിച്ചോടാ ഇത് റെഡിയാക്കാൻ തരും ഞാൻ
Yeah, you don't need an education to work as a laborer.
കളത്തിരി പറ്റിയാ പിന്നെ
വിശ്വാസമില്ലെങ്കിൽ വേണ്ട ദേ തിരിച്ചു പിടിച്ചു ഇതിവന്റെ പുറകെ നടന്നിട്ടാ ഈ സെയിം കമ്പനിയിലേക്ക് ഹെൽപ്പറായിട്ട് മലപ്പുറംകാരൻ ഒരു പയ്യൻ കൂടെ ഉണ്ട് അവന്റെ അപ്പനാണേലും അങ്ങ് ദുബൈയില കളിപ്പീരും തട്ടിപ്പ് വേണേ അവര് ചാടി വീഴൂ
അയ്യോ ചേട്ടാ ഞാൻ അങ്ങനൊന്നും ഓർത്ത് പറഞ്ഞല്ല
ഞാൻ ധൈര്യമായിട്ട് പോകും മൊത്തം ഉണ്ടല്ലോ
കൃത്യം
ബാക്കി 10,000 രൂപ ബോംബെയിൽ ഏജന്റിന് കൊടുക്കണം എന്നാലേ വിസ കിട്ടുന്നത്
He basically mortgaged his life there. He didn't even have the money. I'm curious, did they basically sell him?
എടാ പോന്നതിന് മുമ്പ് മഴ നനഞ്ഞ് പനി പിടിക്കണ്ട.
പോന്നതിന് മുമ്പ് ഉമ്മയുടെ വക മട്ടൻ ബിരിയാണി എന്താ
എന്നാ ഒരു ആട്ടിൻതല.
What? Don't use her to dry yourself off.
اطلع برا هذا الخيمه حقي
I knew it.
يعني ولا كرنولا اسمع يا الغبي انت دشيت هنا مره ثانيه لكسر رجلك فاهم يعني ما بس اللي ينام عنا
Oh, dang, that was we were in the middle of getting the backstory, and then that happens. I mean, we knew it was gonna happen. I called it out when it happened. Like when he laid down in there, he was not allowed to lay in there. Oh, and then we start getting the backstory and everything, and it's like, was he basically sold? He gave the money to that guy. Did that guy basically report, oh, we're gonna have two people that don't know anything there that you could just kidnap and do whatever you want with? I mean, that could be a possibility. I mean, people take advantage of people all the time. It no matter what, that could be the case, or they just got taken advantage of because people saw that they were just random strangers at the airport lost. Perfect targets. And then yeah, he gets kicked out. And I was thinking something bad was going to happen immediately, but it's like, oh, it's his first time. Next time, broken leg. Ugh. Hey, how'd you get that past customs? Different time, I guess. Different time.
നജീബ് ചേട്ടന്റെ പേരെന്താ
നാം ഭൂൽ ഗയാ
Oof.
नहीं हिंदी नहीं
ये अली अंदर देख आ
He's gonna drink it.
ईमान ये तेरे को पीने को किसने कहा कैसे समझाऊं ये तेरे लिए नहीं है ये उस काफिल के लिए है
That guy's getting too old. They needed to replace him.
شوف هندي كلم هو عرفوه مظبوط كلم هو يلا تفهم شو اقول فهمت وش اقول لك
Acting as if everyone in India speaks the same language. Oh.
എന്റെ പൊന്ന് സാർമാരെ വീട് പണയം വെച്ചിട്ടാ ഞാൻ ഇങ്ങോട്ട് വരാനുള്ള പൈസ ശരിയാക്കി
لا يكون هذا فاكر انه فاهمين كلامه يا
Wait, when did he get his passport back?
എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് ഞാൻ 20,000 രൂപ കൊടുത്തത് ഇയാൾക്കാ കരുവറ്റ ശ്രീകുമാർ.
Oh, that's not his passport.
تعال كل خبز 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 هذا.
There's your pay. Now get to work.
اشرب مويه اشرب مويه. خذ اشرب اشرب اشرب.
First they did the stick, now the carrot.
ما يخالف شوف سوي كذا.
Dip it in the water. Gosh. His visa paperwork.
വിളിച്ചില്ലേലും ആ ചന്ദ്രനെ കാണുമ്പോ ഓർത്താ മതി എന്നെ. ഭൂമിയിൽ എവിടെയാണെങ്കിലും.
The moon.
കൂടി വന്ന ഒരു 3-4 കൊല്ലം. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞങ്ങ് പോരും. അത്രയൊക്കെ മതി.
മതിയോ?
The fact that they're pacing out the darkness of what's happening to him with like the happiness he had before leaving.
നബീൽ സഫിയ.
So she's pregnant when he took off.
പോട്ടെ. ഉമ്മ സൈനുനെ
I mean, traveling in your own nation is one thing, but when you go outside, it's something else. He had no issue traveling from here to the next location, but as soon as he got out of India, it became an issue.
ഇവൻ ആദ്യം പെരേന്ന് പുറത്തു പോണത് മോൻ കൂടിയെന്ന് ധൈര്യം ഉമ്മാക്ക്. അതാ മലപ്പുറത്തുനിന്ന് ഇവിടെ നിന്ന് കയറിയത്. നോക്കണോട്ടോ.
ഉമ്മ നിങ്ങൾ വെറുതെ ബേജാറാകണം.
ബോംബെയിലെത്തി ഉടനെ വിളിക്കണേ.
Gosh, these flashbacks are like because it's such a sad but happy thing because it's for their future, for a better future. He's making this sacrifice.
يا كلب حل اشتري الماء بفلوس. الماء للشرب مش للغسل. ما تفهم كيف الماء.
വെളിക്കിറങ്ങാനിരുന്ന വെള്ളമില്ലാതെ വലിയ കഷ്ടം. തിരിച്ചു പോകുമ്പോ വണ്ടിയിൽ ഞാനും കൂടെ വരട്ടെ.
क्या बोला भाई मेरे को नहीं कुछ समझ आ रहा. انت ما تسمع الكلام.
എന്നെ തല്ലുന്നേ പറഞ്ഞില്ലാന്ന്. ഞാൻ പൊക്കോളാം തിരിച്ചു പൊക്കോളാം.
छेड़ो मत, वो कुछ भी कर सकता है.
Did he say he can do anything?
تتقوى علي يا كلب. والله لا اذبحك وادفنك في الصحراء.
That's a nice transition. That was a good transition. Yeah, but that's the problem when people think they're superior to others. And that happens everywhere in the world again. Like, that's the thing. It's like, that person's ideology, belief, makes him believe he's superior to everyone. The thing is, there's a lot of people here in America that believe they are superior to everyone. And then just like, everyone thinks they're superior. I mean, I've talked to people, or had not really talked to them. They've tried to tell me how I'm inferior in my comment section to some of the things I watch, because people in India believe they're superior. That mindset is infectious. I mean, there is something about it where you feel like you're more important than others. There's something to that mindset that makes you feel like you can get away with things more than others. The real issue is having the empathy and being able to understand other people's perspectives. That's why I'm not trying to say, because sure, that person's ideology makes him believe that anyone that isn't, well, him in the same belief and isn't as extreme as him as well. You got to remember that it has to be the same extreme to where he's more important. Like the other person who's the person bringing water probably isn't as extreme. That's why he can yell at him no problem, because he feels like he's more important. And it's just like that mindset is a toxic thing to have. It's absolutely awful to have. And that's in everywhere in the world. One place isn't more like, heck, like what is it where people think that they're more important just because, well, they have a better job. It could be that simple. Or they were born with to a certain particular family, that they're more important than, like, heck, I've heard it many times, even in India, where they're like, oh, north, south, whatever. To me, it's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But I hear differences all the time, and it's just like, that seems a little rude, but that mindset is infectious. And here, he has no problem seeing someone who's beneath him beating him up. Oh, he raised his hand to him. He fought back. You can't have a dog treat you that way, and you see them as less than. That mindset is a disgusting mindset. I hate it, no matter how big and how small. Sure, I've fallen victim to that too. We all do. That's the thing. You have to accept the fact that we all do. Because what I'm trying to do is not try to make it seem like that one place in the world where this happened is the worst. Because let's be honest, it isn't. There are places everywhere in the world that do just as bad, sometimes even worse things. And it doesn't change the fact that one ill doesn't deserve another. And the fact that this is awful, but we are all awful. And I am. Heck, my fiance knows plenty of that. But she's the one that should know. She's the one that should know. But it's just about trying to understand and be better, because I'm not trying to, because I can see how people would have issue, because they would look at this and then think themselves superior because at least they aren't as barbaric as that person. And it's just like, you got to keep in mind that we all are. We all have tendencies. We all have issues. Sure, it's absolutely awful, disgusting. I'm not trying to belittle the situation he was in. Absolutely not. But I'm also not liking the fact, I think, that I'm seeing it and being like, ugh, I can't believe. But that's the belief that guy has, where anyone that doesn't believe what he believes is a dog. It is worse than a dog, basically. They can be treated like scum. They aren't human. They're unimportant. That's a mindset. And I don't like the fact that I'm seeing that and being like, ugh, I hate that, because it's not entirely the belief, because it's the people who take it to the extreme. But that can be said in any religion. That could be said in any nation. Extremism, no matter what it is always a bad thing. Always a bad thing. Whether it's politics, whether it's religion, it's always a bad thing. But yeah, this movie's tough. I'll probably need to stop it in a minute or two. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to stop it here. Because it's a tough film. It's a tough film to get through, and I'm getting disgusted watching it. Like, that's why I think I need to stop it often and talk about how this happens everywhere in the world, because I don't like how I'm feeling about towards, like, I've read the Quran. I have it right back here, right there. And it's just like, I know the mindset. If you read into things and see it to the extreme, then you will have ideas that are inhumane, that don't see humans as humans. If you read into certain passages, it's not something that's right. But that's the thing. I'm seeing it. It's just like my issue is I've gone through it and I'm looking at it from that perspective and being like, okay, this person read way too far into this passage and believes it as fact and seeing it all. And it's just like, so he belittling. My issue is, it's like, I need to rationalize with myself and know that everyone is just as bad. Everyone has tendencies. Everyone is bad. It's not trying to belittle the situation. It's my issue because I've read it and I'm like, I'm trying to rationalize the fact that no, not everyone. I had my friend Ibrahim when I was in college. Great guy. Love the guy. But it's just like, he wasn't bad just because of his belief. Nobody's bad because of their beliefs. It has to be with the extremism they take it to, no matter what belief it is. Political, religious, anything. Any ism, it can be bad. Any ism can be bad. Yeah, but I'm gonna stop it here. I'll continue this. I need to get coffee. I need to stretch my legs. I need to get up and move because this is a tough film. This is a tough film. And it's conflicting for me, I guess, as well, because I'm watching it. I'm just like, it's bad. It's bad. I was thinking, it was just like, heck, I'm going back to India soon. What if something like this happened to me? I don't think I'd fall for something like this, but I could easily be kidnapped and then disappear. And sure, would I be thinking ill of everyone in India because one person decided? No, of course not. But this kind of thing can happen anywhere. It doesn't. That's the funny thing, is it's making me, I don't want to travel. I don't want to travel when it's not going to happen, because it's just like, you don't know the language. You went into a situation. You don't know what's going on. Was he sold? Was the information of him traveling that he's low? He has a low education. He's a nobody. You can easily kidnap him and no one will care. And that kind of thing. Was it? Did the person inform them because he took the money and just sent him over? I'm curious. I'm curious on what it is. Or was it just they saw them confused walking around aimlessly and they took him? Yeah. I'll continue this. I just need to stretch my legs. I think I'm a little agitated after that, because it's just like it's sad. It's sad what he went through. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Doodles.